I'll try this in case it doesn't work for me. I think you can go on next. I'll keep saying. Okay. It's a joy to be back with you after a long time, where you can communicate personally, a live meeting. And all the Zoom ones, I'm not a fan of that. Of course, no other choice. But then you are in their own setup, you can be distracted, and so at the moment Mr. Matthew is doing so many Zoom meetings, and sometimes he would ask me, but I prefer this, thank God. Well, dear friends, we are living in very uncertain times, lot of confusion, lot of problems everywhere. I am sure you keep hearing many things about your country, Philippines, all what. I'm sure it causes anxiety, sometimes sad, discouraged, maybe if your loved ones are involved in problems, isn't it? And lately I've been hearing from India, our whole extended family, by God's grace, all are safe except one couple who are serving the Lord among Hindus. The place where they are serving is like a devil's fort. So I think the attack of the devil that my cousin in her early 50s is affected by COVID, and but she is strong, hope she is still hanging on. Sometimes they keep sending messages. So this news should not upset us so much, but we are human beings, isn't it? So that's where you and I need totally dependence upon God, and then discernment. And my topic is different today, but then I would like to remind you all what is happening around the world. Here, this word is fulfilling, the prophecies are fulfilling. Today, the churches all around are not teaching what is happening all around the world, why it is happening, what are the portions of God's scripture is being fulfilled even today. That is not there. We just go with the usual teachings, and some God's children are very burdened, concerned. People are ignorant about this last days. They don't know anything. So pray, you read God's word, that God will be enlightened. It says you look at the Middle East, Israel, what all are happening, that is the sign for you for the end of the days, where you and I need to be strong, come to the Lord. Okay. Amen. So you pray when you are troubled, all that. You pray, God, when I hear the newspaper, when I hear the news on the TV, give me the discernment. Don't believe all what you hear. We are living in the days all around the world. The truth is lie, and the lies are truth. Darkness is light, light is darkness. You see all around the world how corrupt leaders are taking control, all the violence, chaos that is going on, how the world is sort of destabilized, because it has to happen for somebody to come and take over, isn't it? The one world leader. So, what I am telling you, be alert, read God's word, ask God to enlighten your hearts. Okay, today our topic is Sermon on the Mount. Okay. So, it's a very familiar portion. We always hear, we are familiar with all, blessed are those, this who do this, we keep hearing. And so first, the reference, Matthew 5, 1 to 2. And the pictures that you see all are the pictures in Israel now. It's all the mountain, the Sermon on the Mountain where the beatitudes were taught. So all the different pictures, different views, scenes you can see. It was God's grace about 4 or 5 years ago. I and Mr. Matthew had the privilege of visiting, seeing. So it's a wonderful experience. Okay, so now just a little bit the location of this place. You see the mountain. You read, Jesus went up to the mountain, and then the multitudes, most of them were below the valley. And of course, Jesus' disciples went up and they were close to Jesus, and that's where he starts teaching. They say this location, maybe you see the mountain somewhere there in a corner, Jesus climbs up, and below the valley and there the people all were seated that time. And now it's different slightly. They have banana garden, all that. So the point that has been brought out is, many geologists and scientists, they all were curious how a man stands on top of a mountain, sits, and then multitudes down through the valley, and all these people could hear. No mic. We are small people all confined in the room, and here I need to have this, isn't it? But whereas that time, all these people could hear. So these liberal people who don't want to believe all this, they went to do a survey. And then they found out it is true. That spot where Jesus stood and spoke, just the voice could be heard below the valley. Every word of that could be heard. It is truth. It is the real truth. So what a wonderful thing. The God of the universe, when He comes down in a simple, humble form. Imagine the time when Jesus came, no technologies, no conveyance. Even yesterday also when I was going through, I was telling Mr. Matthew how Jesus came at that time. All these people climbing up the mountain, walking. So you go to Israel and all that nowadays also, you have to walk, climb up all that. So how we are used to all this technology. I am just, put out with this technology. Sometimes you just press here, you cannot see well, you press this, all are in the same color. All the time you want. One tap, a little bit, your finger goes somewhere, it calls somebody. So all this confusion, it is good, handy, but at the same time the tricks and how it can also distract us. So those days it was all not there, but that location, from there the message could be heard. So what a wonderful truth. And then the audience. And if you read in Matthew's Gospel, 4th chapter, verses 23 and 25, can you see the reference? Okay. So it says, Jesus' fame, the popularity spread all around, and people from Syria, from Jerusalem, Judea, beyond Jordan, many miracles were done. Jesus was preaching the gospel. Multitudes were touched. And so they all are, not all, and I am sure when they saw Jesus going up to the mountain from all these places, they are coming to listen to Him. So who are this audience? Most of them Jews from all these different places. Of course, there were people from Syria also. Matthew 4:23 to 25 says that. And so they all come, and the important crowd is Jesus' disciples. They were close to Jesus. And so what Jesus is going to teach these disciples, it's not only for them, but to this multitude sitting down in the valley eagerly, and this is the kind of audience. And then, of course, today the message is so relevant for all the audiences like you and me. Okay, so now a little bit about the message. This message has been this message is for the whole world. Though Jesus gave that to the disciples and to those people, the multitudes who came, this is one of the very important messages in the world. And this message is taught and analyzed by many, many preachers. Many have their own interpretations. So many. And even non-Christians, people who do not love the Lord, but then they like these teachings. Many non-Christians also they like. And the most important thing about these truths, blessed are they, blessed are who do this, blessed are who do this. So that teaching, it is very, very important. In what way? All those truths are attached to Jesus. There is nothing will work apart from Jesus. I want you to get that point. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, blessed are the pure in heart, blessed are the merciful. All these truths, it's all attached to Jesus. Without Him, these truths truths cannot be really practiced, put into. You know, sometimes some liberal preachers, I was told, even Pope John Paul II, when he was alive, when he was preaching somewhere, it seems he said, just if you have the spirit of beatitudes, that is enough. What is having just the spirit of beatitudes? Oh, I want to be, I want to be merciful. I want to get across peace. I want to be pure. Just that thought goes into your heart. Just, little bit of that spirit is in you. So I think he says, if you just have the spirit of the Beatitudes, and that could save you, that can help you to enter heaven.
Amen.
And so that is not true. Just having the spirit of attitude as Beatitudes is not going to save you, but you have to have the one who gives us. He needs to be in you. So this is very important. The truths are attached to Jesus, not outside of him. Okay? Is that point clear? Okay. Okay. And now the message presents the identity of Jesus' followers. When Jesus is teaching, giving all these truths, and it gives you the identity of Jesus' followers. So you cannot just say, oh, I am a follower of Jesus, I am born again, I am Jesus' child, but are all these things in you? Then only you have the identity card that I belong to Jesus, So it shows the identity of Jesus' followers. Okay, and then Jesus calls them blessed, isn't it? All those, blessed are they, blessed are they, blessed. So Jesus calls blessed are these people who do all this, isn't it? Who have this. So you can be blessed only in Jesus to the fullest extent. Your blessing is in